Hello and welcome to another Demis Helen tutorial for Cubase. Today we are going to look at the mixer and we're going to look at how to access the inserts, sends and etc. above these faders rather than going through this menu and get into here to go to your inserts. And then we are also going to take a look at the channel strips. So first things first, let's have a look at the mixer issues. So you can see that from here when you select racks you can choose these different options to appear on screen. As you can see, I've got inserts, equalizer definitely selected there, the two main things I use. As you can see, they are not on screen. So if you are struggling to find this, head over to the cog with the window frame around it. So set up window for layout. And then when you choose all these, they will start appearing. So equalizer curve, channel racks, and then your inserts, everything else appears there. You can have your channel overview, meter bridge, you can have your notes in there as well, and other things. And that is how you access everything there in the mixer. So as you can see, that's looking much better now. I prefer to have that view. That is good. So when you start playing things, you've got your overall level there. You can access your inserts from here. All good. So that's how you do that on Cubase. So secondly, we're going to look at the channel strip inserts. So this is a really powerful section of Cubase 10. As you can see here, if we activate this, we've got a noise gate. We've got compression if we activate that, and we have three options. We have standard, tube and vintage compression. We have the EQ, and this is just basically a small overview of the equalizer settings here. And then we have tools section, so we have an envelope shaper and a de-esser. In the saturation section / distortion, we have magneto 2, tape saturation and tube saturation, and finally at the end we have a limiter, brick wall limiter, maximizer and standard limiter. So all these things can be accessed from this section, and it gives you a nice little analog view of all your inserts that come with Cubase. So I'm going to turn off the gate here, just choose not loaded. We'll turn off the envelope shaper for now. We'll leave that on. We'll leave the limiter on and the compressor. And for some reason, it won't unload. So we'll just bypass that one. So the tube vintage compressor section here. So you've got tube, standard and vintage. Head over here, click the E, and you get a nice overview of all the settings and the inputs and outputs. If you choose standard, you just get the standard compressor view that you're all familiar with. And finally, the tube compressor, you get a nice UI there for the tube compression. And these are all fully accessible from just this mini view here. So if you're comfortable using that, that is great. If you're not, use the expanded view. So that only applies to this section here. As you can see for the tape saturation here, you don't get an edit thing, you just get this mini section here. So these are really handy for your productions, just getting things sorted straight away. A bit of tube compression on there, so you can just put some standard on there, just discard that. So we've got the sound coming in. We can set our ratio. Let's turn off auto makeup. And then adjust our threshold to see our reduction here. Okay, so we've applied some compression on there, and then we're going to apply some EQ. So I'm just going to fade some of that low end off, and I'm just going to boost some of the highs, and as you can see it's represented here, and you can see the settings in this mini view. And then we have magneto set up here, so now we can saturate. Bypass. Sounding good. Then we can use an envelope shaper actually. So if we go on here, so you can see the attack and release length. You can sidechain from here as well. So you can use this for drums, you can use it for melodies. It probably work better on kick drums and stuff, so you can shorten down the kick drum to the exact measurements by just fine-tuning here instead of going back into editing the actual sample itself. And then you've got your limiter on the end where you can crank up the volume and it will just limit it off. You can use your brick wall limiter here. So you can see it's clipping it there, but it's giving you the maximized volume, or you can use the maximizer to maximize your volume. So we have a plethora of things that we can use there. We've got the noise gate here as well. Tend not to use that though. And yeah, that is the channel strip overview. So you can see that we've got a nice overview there, and it's a really nice addition to have the vintage compressor on there as well. Great UI on that. So that is an overlook at how to create the perfect mixer for you. Whether you want some VU meters, where you want to see the EQ curves on there, you can see your inserts, your routing, and everything else, including sends. And then we've looked at the channel strip, which is accessed through here in the channel strip settings, and you've got all these channels to have just on demand without actually adding inserts. So thank you very much for watching this tutorial. Join me in the next one where we're going to be covering another Cubase basic tutorial. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next.